Hello, 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 beautiful people. I am back and I am calming myself down real time because energy is flowing. Energy is flowing. I have taken the last few days to be able to relax and recharge. I am based out of Philadelphia and the weather here has been not the best. It's been snowing, it's been cold. It's been a good time to be inside and recharging, doing a little bit of working out on my Peloton, doing a little bit of journaling, doubling down on my vision board. I have been really recharging myself, and y'all will know that I am running a few minutes late. And I appreciate you for being patient. I'm running a few minutes late because I have been having meetings back to back all day up until the point of this recording. And they have been meetings that I've absolutely been thrilled to participate in, that I've wanted to. They're tied to the summit. They're tied to more summit announcements that are coming up. So I have been doing the thing that gives me so much energy all morning. So welcome back to Career Gems for the Journey Live with Leah T. Murphy. If you are here with me live, please do drop your city in the comments. We want to welcome you into this space. We want to acknowledge all of you who are here and choose to be with us here live. And if you are listening to this on the replay, I love that for you. I love that for me too, because the replay has continued to do amazing things. Podcast mode for folks really does work, and I love that. So you guys will see I'm starting to integrate some of the summit colors in my aesthetic. I'm really getting excited. I don't know. Let me show y'all my earrings. It's just been, for those of you who are looking, I'm wearing little elements of the summit colors in a fuchsia and a rich kind of pink. It's in my lipstick, it's in my earrings, it's in my necklace today. So really just surrounding myself with these elements because it just helps me get even more hype and anticipation for what I know is going to be a fantastic, amazing experience for all of those who choose to join us in the room for the summit. And I'm not going to be before you long today because I am running off to another fantastic meeting for a partner for the summit. And it is just confirmation in so many ways of something that I've been personally thinking about and passionate about and incubating for a long time. But when you put an idea out into the environment, you put it out into the ethos, and other people, other like-minded individuals show up and not only acknowledge the work that you're doing, but also validate the idea, validate the purpose and the mission for the work that you're doing, it is reinforcing in a way that is absolutely amazing. And I love it. And we know that there's other things that are happening on the news cycle that we don't need to get into here, and other things that are happening in the world and in the United States. So to have this thing, this summit, this experience, this career and care summit that we are bringing to life and being able to give all of the energy that I have for the thing and be able to collect energy and acknowledgement and well wishes and talent and capability and wisdom from other people in order to bring it to life. Chef's kiss. Like absolutely chef's kiss over the past couple of weeks. So I'm going to just give you a couple of the takeaways that we are working on to make sure that you have the experience at the summit that you absolutely desire and that you deserve. This summit has been intentionally designed just for you. And I know you guys who are joining me live have been with me for a while must be saying, Leah, you've been talking about this summit for months now. Like, we just want to see it happen. Me too. I want to see it happen, and we are going to make it happen together. There's still time to be able to grab your tickets to the summit. It's March 15th, 2025 at the Community College of Philadelphia. The Career and Care Summit is specifically designed for professional women who are navigating their second act of life and looking for support, looking for sincere community that are going to help them transition into whatever the next phase of success looks like for them. That's what the Career Care and Care Summit is going to do. That's what it's been designed to do. So first of all, this is the first of its kind summit, right? So when we think about takeaways and what you can accomplish, you are going to be able to participate in what is an inaugural summit experience for a selective group of women in the Mid-Atlantic region from New York down to DC first of its kind that's really focusing on bringing a holistic approach to career and care with this element of community built in. I haven't seen it done before. And I was desiring and searching for something specifically for myself and for my clients often. And because I hadn't seen it done, we decided to do the work to create it ourselves. So this is a first of its kind summit that has a really thoughtful intention for career and care with this element of community all built together. And that is something that I believe is a powerful combination, those things as cornerstones of our values, of our mission, of how we're going to move forward in the world today and for years to come, has such a transformative power when they're all put together. So we're going to see all of that in one place. We're going to talk about career, we're going to talk about care, and we're going to build community all in one place, and we're going to do it together at the summit. And there are going to be sessions and workshops explicitly designed for the end goal of really involving and engaging this community of women to be empowered to show up for this second act of life in a way that they have not already been equipped. We're going to talk about everything related to burnout in career and how to avoid burnout so that you can stay in and remain committed to the career that you desire, whether it's professional in a corporation, in a nonprofit, or in academia, whether it's as a business owner. We're going to talk about all of those cornerstones and infrastructure pieces to keep you in career if that's what you desire. We're also going to talk about the elements of care that are being chatted about in our group chats, right? Like, we are texting our homegirls, we're texting our friends from college, we're texting, people that we have a direct connection with, our friends, our besties, and we're saying, listen, I'm dealing with some things, I'm navigating some things, and I feel like I might not be able to talk about that day to day in the workplace. It may be seen as something that is taboo or something that is sacrilege to discuss at work or be very honest and transparent about these changes that we're navigating in our physical and even mental health. But the summit will provide an environment where it is absolutely a safe place to talk about all the things attached to your care. We are pro therapy here. We talk about that all the time on the Career Gems for the Journey podcast. We're a pro therapy platform, and we believe that elements of well-being and mental health are absolutely necessary to thread in to your overall health so that you can show up and receive and be capable of really dedicating yourself to success as you define it. So our workshops, our summit, our breakout leaders, our keynote speakers are all in the areas in which we believe are cornerstones for you to be able to be successful in this next phase of your career. The summit is going to serve that up for you on a platter. What it also does is, because our summit is going to be so intimate, and the group of women that are cultivated and curated together is going to be such a powerhouse, dynamic, successful, high-achieving group of women, you are going to have something to bring to the table also. You are going to have a perspective. You are going to have some value from your lived experience to bring to the table too. And we want to hear from you. We want to have a mutual exchange of wisdom and tools and tips and systems that you've put in place too. And we want to platform that and blend that with experts and thought leaders in the areas of career and care so that you have not only the inspiration that you need to feel the energy and to feel the momentum, but also have real tools and strategies that you can then go and implement immediately after leaving the summit. So we talk about this often. I tell you all, getting into action, taking action against the things that are important to you, against your priorities, against your values, against your goals, is the most important thing that you can do to ensure that success will come on the other side. Pontificating and thinking about it, and I know a lot of us can potentially be overthinkers in some of these circumstances. Thinking about it is the 0.0, right? That's the 0 step. The first step is actually getting into action, putting some rubber to the road, putting some actual effort and energy behind the thing that you want to do, even if it fails the first time, even if it's not perfect. Getting into action is so hugely important. And we are going to help you at the summit find the inspiration as well as the strategies and the tools to be able to get into action against the things that are important to you in your career and your care. I mean, oh, I can't. I literally can't. And then the other thing is around curated opportunities to be able to build connections in the room with these like minded women who are navigating completely different industries, potentially, completely different organizations, but navigating similar phases of life, navigating similar phases of career, navigating similar phases of caregiver nurturer needs, navigating similar phases. So that built in like mindedness from the women who will be in the room at the summit in celebration of International Women's Day has the potential for community building that we just don't see elsewhere. The idea is not to come into the summit and be talked to and then leave and figure out what needs to happen next. The idea is to come into the summit, be inspired, be given systems and tools to go implement, and also have partners, collaborators, other women who are going to hold you accountable, accountability partners to help you do this work and help you walk through this second act of life together, such that many more of us will be able to be successful for the benefit of community. And let me just close with this. The speakers that we are bringing to the summit are personally hand selected by myself and my team. I wanted to only bring in people into this environment who were like-minded in prioritizing the needs of professional women in their second act of life. So everyone who will join us at the summit is not only aligned to the mission and aligned to the work, but they are personally invested in seeing women like you, women like me, women like us be successful because they're committed to bringing the resources necessary in order to enable that success. So it has literally been a phenomenal experience. I am still terrified on a regular basis to bring this to life, but I also feel the compulsion, the absolute velocity of this being absolutely necessary. It being the time, Philadelphia and the Philadelphia market being the place to launch this summit, and the Career and Care Summit being a beacon for professional women in this region so that we can integrate those areas of career, community, and care so that we can be set up for success as we define it. It is going to be a phenomenal experience. Ticket sales have already started. I have already been able to have so many phenomenal conversations with our sponsors. As you guys have seen, we've had Global Fertility Connections be announced as our sponsor. Peacock has already been announced as our sponsor. We have another sponsor announcement that's coming out this week. It is these group of companies and sponsors, as well as speakers, has been such a transformative experience for me to get the exposure to as I'm building this work. I am growing, I am benefiting from the summit, and the event hasn't even happened yet. My team is saying the same thing. Just knowing what we have in store for you is just absolutely giving us the velocity and the intensity and the focus and the patience. Because we need patience, the patience that we need to bring this to life. So we are thrilled and excited. We are humbled to be able to do the work. We are grateful for so many of you that have already said yes. And we started to see some folks posting that they're joining us at the summit. You'll see more of that this coming week. If you were on the fence and you were thinking, you were trying to decide, should I do it? Should I not do it? I'm telling you, this is your sign. This is your sign to invest in yourself. This is your sign to make a commitment to yourself in 2025 and to grow in the areas of your life where you have planted seeds and you want to see them grow. Consider the summit you watering the seeds that you've already planted and maybe even cultivating a little bit more of that soil in the seeds that you have planted. Consider the summit that. And I'll tell you that I always get signs. I am someone who is very aligned and very spiritually connected and very much a woman of faith. And I aspire to be even more committed and staunch in my faith as I continue to grow. But I start to see signs in other places, and that's when I know I'm on the right track. So sometimes we're just doing the work, and the affirmations, the acknowledgments begin to fall. They begin to come, and we didn't even know where they were coming from. So I'm just grateful that so many of the helpers have begun to show up. Leah Ajayi says, she says this prayer when she is doing something new or in a space that she doesn't know anyone. And she says, Lord, send me the helpers. God, send me the people that are meant to help me in bringing this to life. And she sees that come into fruition. And I'm here to tell you, my testimony is the same. I have seen the helpers show up, and I'm continuing to see that. So I'm really grateful for that. And also, I was actually, I listen to podcasts also. I talked last week about the things that I'm loving, the books that I'm reading, the podcasts that I'm listening to, all of the things that are acting as sources of inspiration or sources of positive distraction as I'm trying to avoid going down rabbit holes that are not going to take me in the direction that I want to go. And I was listening to Myleik Teele's podcast over the weekend, and she had a podcast that talked about demystifying life coaching. She talked about demystifying life coaching, and I've been listening to Myleik's podcast for a long time, so it wasn't new. And the way she brings, this dynamic, very thoughtful, very intentional approach to podcasting and who she shares with her audience always inspires me. But she specifically talked about it, and I was excited to hear coaching being discussed in what I believe is a more mainstream vein, right? Hyper folks who spend a lot of their time in corporate America understand that the people who have navigated those environments successfully, whether it's corporate or it's academia or it's nonprofit leadership, have been coached. They have someone who's supporting them in the background. They have someone who is helping them to navigate all of the waters that they're traveling throughout their career. But oftentimes it is something that is not really out in front. It's not publicly shared or talked about. So it can seem like it's kind of a mist or it's a fairy tale. And I'm telling you that it's real. It's the work that I get to do. It's the work that I absolutely have done to bring the summit to life that allows me to know how people are benefiting from this kind of connectivity and this kind of work. So for Myleik to talk about life coaching on her podcast, to me was a sign that there is a need. There are people who are seeking this level of support, seeking this level of engagement, seeking this level of problem solving that is a sign that they are not doing it alone, that we are not meant to operate as individual islands, but we are meant to operate in community and as a collective. And that's what the summit will provide. The summit will introduce you to a collective of like-minded individuals with a plan and a strategy for you to go and put in place the tools and things that you need to redefine success on your own terms. So to hear it happen there, to hear it being described in the way it was, and she talked, and you guys should go listen to the podcast, because she also talked about how excellence is a survival tactic. Excellence for women, especially Black women and brown women, is a survival tactic. It is this badge of honor that we often wear, that we do things with excellence. And I can tell you, I absolutely have subscribed to that. I have been on the excellence only train, but she just talks about how that badge of excellence and that expectation of excellence is a survival tactic. And oftentimes seeking out help, coming to places like the Career and Care Summit, looking for life coaching, looking for career coaching in the past may have been seen as taboo, but now it's seen as a strength. Now it's seen as, how can I get closer to my goals strategically and intentionally? And I do that by bringing on the help, the support, the community, the care, the career that I desire for myself. So it was just confirmation all over the place. So I just gave you guys two more things that I'm loving. I'm absolutely loving Leah Ajayi's acknowledgement of send me the helpers and that prayer, and that absolutely being realized through the summit. I'm also absolutely loving Myleik Teele's podcast, and she talks about the demystifying life coaching. I'm loving these things and I'm seeing them in my own work. And I see Lovey and Malik as people that have arrived at their expertise, at their sweet spot, at their pinnacle where there's much more to offer. They have much more to give. I see them as people that have arrived there first. And I believe that I am following behind them in trying to bring something that is unique and valuable specifically to a community of people that I believe is absolutely deserving. So thank you to them. Shout out to Lovey. Shout out to Malik for doing excellent work for years and years and years and having, over a decade of quality work out there in the ethos. And I see them as people that I am following in the footsteps of, that I believe I have been inspired by, and that I also aspire to have the impact on the community that I serve as they have had on the communities that they serve. So that's all from me for today. It has been amazing being with you today. I cannot wait to be back with you again. As you see, all of the posts that are coming for our sponsors and for people who are joining us at the summit and for our speaker announcements, please do engage with that content. We need the algorithm to do what the algorithm needs to do in order for the right people to know what we're doing over here in our little corner of the world. And we would appreciate you supporting, you commenting, you liking, you reposting, because that's the way that the message gets to the people that are absolutely in need of hearing the message. And share this directly, right? You guys have been riding with me for a while. You can share this recording with your people. And even if you are not the one that thinks you need to be at the summit, although if you're here, I believe you are, or I believe you are in 1 degree of separation from someone who absolutely should be at the Career and Care Summit. So share it with them, grab them a ticket. You can still get a ticket at gemsforthejourney.org/events-list. So lots of clicks there, but you can get to it from our homepage from gemsforthejourney.org and hit us up at events, and you'll be able to grab your ticket there. Tickets are still available and on sale. Like I said last week, I can't say how much longer they're going to be on sale because we did see a significant jump over the weekend. I think folks are using this time to be inspired and find healthy places for them to be able to be in community with others. We're kind of taking an opportunity to be present in real life and to be present in person again. So the summit has benefited from that, and I absolutely love that for us. So I appreciate you being here with me today. I appreciate you being here with me next week and every week to come, right up until the Career and Care Summit. And I will see you the next time. Until then, make your journey work for you, and I'll see you on the other side.